So you want to ask questions that show that you're not a neophyte, show you that you know something about the subject.
Steve, in the last couple of discussions, we've talked about getting ourselves in the shoes of the customer, being on their side of the fence, understanding them. We talked about building rapport. In all of that, obviously, the way in which we ask questions is very important, and you raised that last time. I'd like to have you elaborate on that a little bit.
Okay, there's a number of different things you can do with questions. It's easy to ask questions to get information, and obviously you need to get information. But let me give you an example. If I come to you and say, John, tell me about your problems, I might get through to, I might understand, but you're going to go through a lot of different areas. I'm not really honing in on what I need to know.
Customers hate that, though. If you walk in and say, what keeps you awake at night? And they're the old selling methods that really turn customers off, aren't they?
Absolutely. So in order to cut through, you need to think about the questions that will get you the information. But also, you want to ask questions that show that you're not a neophyte, show you that you know something about the subject.
You're a domain expert.
Absolutely. I mean, I'll give you an example. I used to sell ERP systems to publishers. Mm-hmm. If I'd gone into a publisher and said, oh, tell me about your warehouse or tell me about returns, I'd have looked an idiot. But if I went into them and I said, look, I know that other publishers like you are getting 20% returns on their trade books and 15% on academic, is that the same for you? Not only do I get the information I need, but I'm sure I know what I'm talking about.
Exactly. Sounds great.
Yeah. So I think when you're working out what you need to talk to people about, I think you need to think, okay, what do I know about the business? What do I need to know to elaborate on what I know? So in other words, what additional information do I need, not starting from scratch? And that not only gets you the answers that you need, but it also positions you as someone that can have a meaningful conversation with them.
I like that concept very much. Positioning while you're asking questions, showing that you are a domain expert, not by telling them you are, but by showing it in the types of questions you ask.
Absolutely. No one likes someone that says, I'm an expert, but everyone likes someone that shows they're an expert.
So questioning is so important, isn't it? And on the other side of that, the listening.
Sorry?
The listening.
Yes, I know. Okay.
So tell me about listening. I mean, that's really important, isn't it?
Oh, listening's very, very important. And as I said before, I think one key way to listen, when it's appropriate, is simply to take notes.
Okay. So bottom line on this is, we really need to make sure we have very good questions that position us well and also helps us learn the deep and meaningful things we need to know to build a value proposition to the customer. And we need to listen very carefully and demonstrate that we're listening.
Absolutely. It's called killing two birds with one stone.
Good on you, Steve. Thanks very much for that.
Thank you.